particular styling and drawing-in driving elements separate the CX-5 from the Challenge. The heavenly Mazda seems more costly than it is, which adds to the appeal. An eco-friendly 4-chamber motor with a programmed transmission and front-wheel drive is standard, all-wheel drive and a groundbreaking turbocharged motor are discretionary. Its rich-looking inside places it in a class over its value point peers, and bounteous driver help highlights are accessible. In light of on the numbers, the CX-5 isn't the best at anything. Be that as it may, it is the most attractive and best driving minimal hybrid. That makes it a victor in our book and earned it another spot on our 10 best trucks and SUVs list. For 2019, the CX-5 gets important updates that incorporate recently accessible highlights, another awesome model, and its first ever turbocharged motor. The last declaration is the greatest news as we've recently bemoaned the Mazda's restricted powertrain decisions. The CX-5 presently has a discretionary 250 horsepower turbocharged 2.5-liter 4-chamber that sets solely with all-wheel drive and must be had on the main two models. This incorporates the all-new signature display that has a large group of rich highlights, for example, extra wood and chrome emphasizes inside, encompassing inside lighting, dark-colored calfskin upholstery, elite outside bits, and a 360-degree camera framework with front and back stopping sensors. Each CX-5 has a reconsidered suspension and controlling just as the most recent rendition of the organization's G-Vectoring Control Plus framework, the advantages of which we've investigated previously. The infotainment framework is currently accessible with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The touring model speaks to the best esteem, since it has more standard highlights than the base model and costs a few $1,000s, not exactly the best form. The individuals who need all-wheel drive can include it for $1,400. Each CX-5 Touring has extravagances, for example, warmed front seats and a cowhide-wrapped guiding haggle handle, versatile voyage control and programmed high pillars are other standard features. We'd likewise include the preferred equipment bundle that incorporates a Bose sound framework, control work liftgate, and sunroof. The CX-5 standard 187 horsepower 4-barrel motor has incredible throttle reaction when pulling far from stoplights or hustling around town, so it feels speedier than it really is. It's at higher paces, for example, when attempting to pass or proceeding onto the interstate, that the non-turbocharged motor feels underpowered. The 250 horsepower turbocharged form we tried gave a lot snappier speeding up, shooting from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.2 seconds and quickening from 50 to 70 miles per hour in 4.6 seconds. While the turbo motor additionally matches with the smart 6-speed programmed transmission, it must be had with all-wheel drive. You don't have to drive the CX-5 difficult to appreciate it or to value its magnify sense. Of course, its exact guiding and formed cornering make for one hell of a Sunday journey. Be that as it may, it likewise drenches up harsh streets without bustle and has the ride nature of hybrids that cost twice to such an extent. This agreeable transaction of elements is unrivaled by its rivals. Asphalt blemishes are secluded, street clamor is negligible, and the damping is neither firm nor floaty. In the meantime, the Mazda wakes up on stunning streets. The electrically helped controlling gives fulfilling reactions and viably interfaces the driver and the front wheels. The signature show we tried had a consoling brake pedal feel that worked immediately and without being too delicate when you apply the brakes. The CX-5 has normal EPA gauges contrasted and equals that have comparative power. Be that as it may, in our testing, the Mazda was just a single to surpass its EPA expressway rating. The all-wheel drive, non-turbocharged adaptation earned 32 miles per gallon, which coordinated the Honda CR-V we tried. The front drive, non-turbo CX-5 enhanced that execution by 1 mile per gallon. We likewise tried a CX-5 with the more dominant turbocharged 4-barrel and standard all-wheel drive. It earned 30 miles per gallon on our 200-mile roadway efficiency course, which was 3 miles per gallon higher than its EPA rating. Wake up inside the best-level CX-5 models, and you may think you've been stole by ruffians who claim an Audi or a Mercedes. Top-notch materials and an impressive design make it feel particularly upscale. The floor-mounted quickening agent pedal feels superior to the more typical rendition that is suspended over the floor. The very much created guiding wheel is straightforwardly before the driver and not set off at a slight edge, and the majority of the front situate armrests are at a similar tallness for ideal solace. Each CX-5 sports an appealing 7.0-inch touchscreen that sits on the dash like a drifting tablet. It fulfills with a natural turning control mounted between the front seats and a direct interface. Too terrible. The screen's moderately little size and maturing menu configuration are more awful than contemporary opponents. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are accessible, yet not on section-level models. Penances come in little bundles. For this situation, the CX-5 held only 9 portable bags behind its back seats. Its load volume really diminished with the 2017 update. A 2016 CX-5 we tried held 1 more carry-on with the back seats up and 3 more with the back seats collapsed down. The new model's back storage room is progressively utilitarian, be that as it may, with a totally level burden floor. It additionally has a few alcoves and crevices in the lodge for cell phones and other free things. The middle support has a profound plate at the front and a helpful canister with a removable rack.